Well, here we are at a very overcast Utilita Bowl for this final day of this County Championship Division 1 fixture between Hampshire and Surrey. And the final day may last one ball, it may last a few more than that, it may even not even start at 10:30, we're not quite sure. I'm Kevin James, next to me is Mark Church, and we're here because the players went off a little early last night with Hampshire 148 for 9, still 32 runs short of gaining a tie, which will be enough to keep them in Division 1 next year. Surrey are just 1 wicket short of claiming the game, winning and confirming themselves as runners-up. Mark Church, first of all, I can't believe we're back.
Well, yes, I think last night it was a really tricky one for the umpires in the fact that everybody expected whatever was going to happen to finish yesterday, and then the umpires brought us off for bad light with both the spinners bowling, but actually the light wasn't great, and sort of when I went down to do an interview I could see why they'd come off. So yeah, we're back this morning, and it is a bit of drama because, as you say, Surrey need 1 more wicket and Hampshire have to find, well, as you said, 32 runs would be a tie, or if a wicket went as well, or 33 runs to win. So this is all down to James Fuller and Brad Wheel, really. It was a incredible collapse from Hampshire yesterday, from 61 without loss to suddenly 148 for 9, and Mr. Chahar 7 for 45, career best figures for him, combined with Dan Lawrence bowling his off breaks. And I spoke to him last night, and he was very pleased with the way he bowled. He's obviously enjoyed his time with Surrey, and they got themselves into a right old mess yesterday, did Hampshire, because if you think about it, it's an easy thing to say from up here, but they had a day, they had 5 sessions to get 181, and at 61 without loss, really it was all about just knock it around, but they tried to get on top of the spinners and got themselves into all sorts of trouble. And as I say, at 148 for 9, we all thought, well, that'll be it for today, whichever way we go. Then we're off for bad light. So it's given everybody last night and this morning to think about it and come up with all their scenarios and everything. But, the stumps are in. We were slightly concerned that the stumps hadn't been put in, but they have been put in now. So it looks like we will be getting underway at 10:30. I can see Messrs Fuller and Wheel down there, coming down the steps, and then the Surrey players in a huddle. Matt Fisher's going through a few warm-up routines. Fisher, I think Surrey wanted to bring Fisher into the attack last night, and that's why the bad light came into play. How do Hampshire find these 33 runs, Kevin James? Because we're going to be also in that sort of scenario probably of giving Fuller the single and getting Wheel on strike, and so a lot is going to be played out. It could just be one delivery, that's the thing. It could be the first ball of the day and we're done, or it could be 45 minutes of drama as Hampshire head towards 33. It'll be fascinating to see how Fuller goes about this.
Well, there was a point, wasn't it, as you know, before they came off, that we went something like 30 balls, give or take, before a run was scored, because it looked like maybe there was a plan out there, but it looked like Fuller was trying to cheat Chahar.
Yes.
And they were leaving Will, or he was leaving Will, to face a mixture of Dan Lawrence and Ralphie Albert. That seemed to be a plan, but of course with Rory Burns responding with the corresponding field, it was a bit of a stalemate for quite a while, and those 30-odd balls, I think we were thinking, well, okay, there is a plan, I guess, but somehow you've got to knock off those 30-odd runs. So it'll be interesting to see how they go today. They'll have had a long time to talk about things this morning, and we'll wait and see. Listen, it does feel as though what happened last night has delayed the inevitable. Have Hampshire played well enough in this game? Have they played well enough in this season to stay in Division 1? That's a debate which has been raging for quite a while, not just this game, but a little bit before it. They've had a couple of opportunities to get themselves in front in the first innings on the second morning. They lost their last 7 wickets cheaply. when they could have had a much bigger lead than 101. There is a few people in the crowd, as you can hear, and they are cheering the umpires. They are cheering the two batters who are actually walking out ahead of the Surrey team. Clearly there's a few people here that are in hope. We're all in hope, because it's never over until it's over. And whilst you are playing, you always have a chance. But it just takes one mistake, it takes one good ball, and there were many good balls out there, especially from Rahul Chahar. And it's going to be very, very difficult. Whether Hampshire deserve to stay in Division 1 is an argument that will, and a debate that will take place, I guess, in the coming weeks. But for now, there is a game to try and be won.
Well, there is, and it looks as if it will be Chahar to get us started from the pavilion end. I think they'll go with a combination, probably to start off with, of Chahar and Fisher, because we didn't see pace last night, because, well, as I say, Lawrence and Chahar combined very, very nicely. So straight away this morning, there's Ben Folkes, the keeper, there'll be Rory Burns, the slip, and then every other Surrey fielder's on the boundary, because James Fuller will be on strike. He has 29. Wheels yet to get off the mark, but he's been out there for 22 deliveries. Chahar, 7 for 45 off his 20 overs. And it is, well, the field you would expect for the first ball of the morning in this situation. Because, as I say, every Surrey fielder is on the boundary rope, bar Chahar, Folkes and Burns. First ball of the morning then, Chahar is in and Fuller is driving. Beats the edge. Chahar was celebrating. Fuller hadn't got anything on it, and it's taken by Ben Folkes. So Fuller there giving an indicator. First one tossed up outside the off stump, and he's put the big drive in. As Chahar is into him, Fuller's letting this one go as it spins away from him outside his off stump. What we have seen with Chahar is he has got a wicky googly, and he just puts every ball on the same spot, really. And he comes over the wicket again to Fuller. Fuller pushes. There's a single there if he wants it. He's not going to take it. So we're into this already. And Ralphie Albert comes in off the boundary rope to do the fielding. Surrey players all in jumpers this morning because it is pretty chilly. As Chahar is in. Fuller always beaten on the outside edge. It's a lovely piece of bowling from Chahar.
I mean, how long are you going to keep?
Well, we
Keep
could.
him out.
Well, that's the thing here. And how long can you continue with this plan this morning? Chahar is in. He's sweeping Fuller. Now he's got something on this. That's going to run away down to the fine leg boundary rope for 4. So there you go. It's a boundary from James Fuller. It gets it down to 29 more required. It also brings up the 150. So sweeping was Fuller. He's got some bat on it. It's flown away down to the fine leg boundary rope for 4. That is the sort of start that Hampshire would have been thinking of this morning. It's 152 for 9. It's 29 more required. And now Rory Burns is wandering up with the ball and lobbing it to James Middlebrook to say, oh, it's gone square. After that one shot, James, it's gone square. Big grin on his face, but actually this is just to keep Fuller waiting for a while, I think, and add to a bit of the tension. But they're keeping the field out at the moment, but James a boundary. So it's down to 29 needed.
Yeah, well, it's less than. Interesting on the picture feed, they were just showing a replay of Albert dismissal last night. I'm quite sure why that was. Can I just add, well, there is a little bit of a break in play, that there was a nice gesture this morning made by, I presume it was the Hampshire squad. There may have been others in and around, but they have apparently clubbed together and they have bought the departing head coach, A.D. Burrell, a ball from his farm back in South Africa.
Actually do. That's forward goes Fuller, plays this one straight back up the pitch. And it's the first over of the morning here on 5 Sports Extra. So 152 for 9 means 29 more needed by Hampshire. 1 more wicket needed by Surrey. Just to say on Sports Extra 2 is the game between Yorkshire and Durham, who may be keeping a little ear across what's happening here, because that will probably have a big swing towards what happens on the final day in that game. But 152 for 9. Oh, Dan Lawrence is going to get us started. So it's the combination of Lawrence and Chahar again. I have to say, with the lights on, it's not the brightest of conditions today. But isn't that a lovely gesture from Hampshire players? They've all clubbed together. It's terrific, actually. They've all clubbed together, thought about it, and they have got A.D. Birrell a bull for his farm back in South Africa. Yeah. Just to say, I think the bull is already in South Africa. They haven't got to ship it out there, have they? No, I think it's already there.
A film came up on the screen,
yes,
the big
lovely
screens, and it looked very sunny where it was. So
right.
I guess it's out
there.
So
it's not Basingstoke then. No.
Am I doing this? Are you doing this?
It's your end, my friend. Your end.
As soon as Surrey are confirmed winners, then I'll hand it over to you. But here's Dan Lawrence, who has 2 for 55 from 17. He's around the wicket. An edge. Oh, he's fallen just short of first slip. Just short.
That has bounced just in front of Rory Burns at slip. Oh my God, how has that not got to Rory Burns at slip off Dan Lawrence?
Well, he's played with soft hands.
Well,
28 the tie, 29 to win. 28 the tie will be enough to keep Hampshire in Division 1. Here's Lawrence, runs away from us and bowls. It's on the line of middle and leg, played into the ground, fielded at short leg.
So I think what we're going to see here is what we had yesterday then, is that Wheel is just going to block out Lawrence and then Fuller's going to take on Chahar. This could be a long morning.
Because none of us were here, and there are a few on the ground, know exactly how long we will be here for. Lawrence again, 3 men around the bat, bowls, and that's easy enough. Played into the ground by Brad Wheel. 26 balls he's faced now, 25 balls for no score.
He's done a good job so far. There's Brad Wheel, he's blocking one end.
Yeah. I've had a few emails this morning. I hope I've got enough time to read some of them. There was a few from yesterday which we couldn't get to because of the bad light. Here's Lawrence again outside the off stump. That's just pushed away quietly behind square on the offside.
Well, I think what we know then is that all the run scoring's going to come from James Fuller.
Yeah.
Now the field will spread after 4 deliveries, but they'll keep the 3 close catches in.
Where's there a 2 anywhere? Where can they get a 2? Not sure they can. 152 for 9. Lawrence in again. Bowls, flighted, driven. Was 2 there. Oh yes, please, through extra cover, and it might go all the way, and it does. It's 4 more, 2 boundaries this morning. Brad Wheel's first scoring shot. There are literally a handful of people in the crowd. They're making as much noise as they can. There is a couple of emails that here there are saying, I'm only here because there is a very small optimistic side of me.
Well,
has brought me to the ground.
Fair play, Brad Wheel. He tossed it out there. Did Dan Lawrence, gave it some air, and Wheel has just leant on it, and with the field spread, that sped off to the extra cover boundary rope for 4.
Graham Ward is one of those that's emailed this morning on the ground. So 156 for 9, 25 to win, 24 to tie. Remember, 24 will be enough. And that last wicket partnership for Surrey yesterday,
24.
Put on 24. I always had a horrible feeling about that. Lawrence around the wicket and bowls. Brad Wheel's playing a missing. Woo! End of the over.
Oh dear. Well, in between that super shot through extra cover, first ball the edge just in front of Rory Burns, and that one's beaten the edge by well, a coat of the old varnish, but Wheel gets through it. So 2 overs gone. There was a boundary for James Fuller in the first over. There's been a boundary for Brad Wheel in the second, and it's got it down to 25 required by Hampshire. And the field spreads again for Chahal to continue from the pavilion end.
It's got to be a 2 somewhere, just a little prod.
Well, the only thing I would throw into this is comedy run out as well in these situations. Here goes Fuller driving. No. First one, and even Kevin James is shouting no to James Fuller there, just to keep him where he is. As Ryan Patel comes up to do the fielding, and Fuller stays exactly where he is. 156 for 9. Chahar is in again. Fuller plays this off the back foot, pushes away out towards the sweeper on the cover rope. That's Josh Blake, actually, I think, out there. He's on for Dom Sibley. because the old groin of Mr. Sibley yesterday did sprint after a ball, and poor fella.
The end of season groin.
Well, no, he's had a real problem with that, poor lad. He's sweeping again, is full up. They're thinking about a single, but again, Kevin James up here crying, no.
If it takes till 2 o'clock this afternoon,
you'll be absolutely livid. As waiting once more is Fuller, as in over the wicket goes Chaharton. That's the quicker one. Fuller spots it and plays it back up the pitch. Now, that's 4 balls gone in the over, but they're leaving the field out. So they're leaving the field out for James Fuller. 156 for 9, Hampshire. Chaharton tosses is up. Big shout for LBW. Not given.
It's a googly,
not given. Must have just about got himself outside the line. It's a lovely bit of bowling from Chahar. Oh, yeah, he's just outside the line, but you can see why there's
such a dangerous
exhausted appeal.
Our guys didn't pick that yesterday.
No, well, I'm not sure Fuller picked that one. As here is Chahar. Last ball of the over. What does Fuller do? He takes a single. There you go. And they left the field out as well. So that will bring Fuller on to strike to Dan Lawrence. Single off the over. One big shout for LBW. 24 more required by Hampshire for safety. 157 for 9.
I think that's a good move. I think Fuller can control the over to a certain extent. So even if it's just a single, that's fine. Because 23 will be enough. That's the tie. 24 are needed. So I think that's a good move. If they can somehow keep this plan going.
Interesting as well, in that over that Surrey just left the field out as well. They didn't bring the field up to try and keep wheel and strike for Lawrence. Now, that may be the thinking, that they're leaving the field all out. I just wonder whether Dan Lawrence might just throw one up here to James Fuller and see if he does want to take on. He's got to pick his area very, very carefully, because everybody's on the boundary bar bowler, keeper and slip.
Here we go, Dan Lawrence from our commentary end. Around the wicket, bowls, and it's flicked away on the leg side. They're going to run a single. That's okay. 23 to win, 22 to tie.
Do it in singles. Nothing wrong with that from a Hampshire point of view. Rory Burns might change the plan. Whether the light's good enough to bring Fisher on or not, I'm not sure at the moment. I thought he might start with Fisher this morning, but it may be that we're underway, but he's got to bowl spin. Because I'm sure he wouldn't mind Fisher having a little dart at wheel. So, 3 men around the bat.
Yeah. Lawrence then to wheel, and bowls, and wheels on the back foot, earned a fraction, but he's played it okay. So 10 runs have been added this morning.
They have, with no drama.
Well,
there's been
not as
the
much
odd
as
bit.
last night.
There's been the odd bit.
Not as much as last night. Sorry, we're on a roll.
I've been enjoying your shouting of no as well. I'm looking
Thank
forward
you very
as it gets closer and closer.
I kind of feel I'm out there in the middle.
Yeah, you are. They can hear you.
That's a bit of a worry. Right, here's Lawrence again then. It's a Brad wheel and bowls and wheels forward. That's okay. Yeah, that's okay.
Very nicely played.
Yeah. We like that one. Now, what have we got in this over? 3 balls left. I don't think they'll look to run if there's not another crisply hit shot, although the field actually now disperses, encouraging Brad Wheel to take a single. I don't think he will. I think they'll be happy with these 3 balls as long as he survives them. And Fuller will take the next over from Chahar. No, they've changed the field again. There's a mid-wicket in. Here's Lawrence and bowls and wheel drives. Are they going to take 2? No, there's not 2. No, don't take that. No.
Don't take 2 there.
No, that's out to extra cover. It wasn't quite as well struck as the boundary in the previous over, but unless there's a 2, no,
stay where you are.
Taking it. Yeah,
sit down.
Yeah, they're not taking it.
Sit down.
58 for 9. 2 balls left of the Dan Lawrence over. Comes in again. And bowls, it's flighted, it's driven, no, it's not 2 there. It's gone straight to deep point. What a shame, it just needed to be
either side there would have been 2. I do fear though that, as I say, comedy run out does come into play in these situations.
Might do. So far, so good, though.
That's very good.
When did they come together? 141. So they've added 17, which at the rate of wickets last night is actually a pretty good effort. Right, here we go. Dan Lawrence again, bowls it, and he's forward. And no, that's a dot ball. And this pair survive another over. And we've had 15 minutes of play this morning. Hampshire have added 10. They need 23 to win, 22 to tie.
They do. Well, the rate they're going, a new ball due in 24 overs. 158 for 9, 23 more required. Oh no, the umpires are chatting. Oh no. Oh, they're getting back together again. This is White and Middlebrook. It's been a tough one for them, but I have to say it is pretty gloomy at the moment.
What was you saying? One of the coaching staff was saying to you that they were surprised they played as long as they did.
I think everybody was. From here, it didn't look too bad, but actually, when you got out there, it was pretty dark last night. So I can see why the umpires brought them off. But yes, they don't want to come off now. As Chahar from the pavilion end. Oh, James Fuller, that's the tempter, and he's gone for the big drive, and it beats the edge, and it's taken by Folkes, and he whips off the bows for good measure. Again, it's a lovely piece of bowling because Chahar has taken any pace off that and has just floated it up as a tempter. And James Fuller, I think it is fair to say, was tempted. But he's still there. That's the most important thing. Chahar's into him again. That's the googly. And he just turns it into the leg side. And as you heard, Mr. James, there was a cry of no because all the Surrey fielders are on the boundary.
Got an email here from Roger Arthur. He says, all the people in front of the pavilion are seriously worried about my health.
Yes, I'm worried about your health as well. As forwards goes Fuller, plays this one down towards James Taylor. And again, refuses the single. Do not worry, everybody. I'm here primed and ready from a medical point of view for Kevin James as well. As Chahar's in. Fourth ball of the over, full toss, driven. Oh, out towards Ryan Patel. Now, that was a full toss. It's difficult for Fuller because with all the fielders out there, he's going to have to time it to perfection and get it in the gap. So 4 balls of the over gone. No runs. 23 still required by Hampshire. Chahar's in. That's short. That's pulled by Fuller. Will they take the single? No, they don't. They don't take the single. And it's a diving, tumbling stop from Matt Fisher. Out there at deep mid-wicket. I think there was a single there, but they've refused it. Will sent Fuller back.
No, it has to be the last ball. It has to be the last ball.
Well, Surrey aren't moving the field up again.
No.
So there's
I'm surprised.
Single anywhere here, but Rory Burns is debating this, I think.
Yeah, he should bring a couple.
Well, he's looking now. Yeah, he's going to bring up deep mid-wicket and extra cover. So he's going to have a mid-wicket and an extra cover. And he's going to bring up the third man now as well. So basically he's got a ring of 3 to try and prevent the single. In the last over, he didn't bring anybody up. This over for the last ball, 3 of them come up. Chahar into Fuller. Can he find a single? Yes, he can. Oh, there could be 2 here. No. As Ralphie Albert gets round to do the fielding. And Fuller picks up a single. Kevin James starts bouncing away to my left-hand side. And 22 more required by Hampshire. 159 for 9 here on 5 Sports Extra. Great drama on this final morning of the summer. Oh, hang on. Light meters. This is light meters because it is pretty gloomy out there at the moment. Oh, who was Burns thinking about? Was he thinking about Fisher? They're having a chat about it. And I think they're saying it's not good enough if you bring Fisher on. So I think he's going to have to continue with Lawrence. Yep, that's what that conversation is. They're going to have to continue with spin for the time being because the light's not good enough for him to bring Fisher on. So that was what that discussion was. So Lawrence will continue. Oh, the weather, the light. 22 more needed by Hampshire.
Or 21.
Or 21 for the tie.
Yeah. Right. Field scattered again. Here's Lawrence. Bowls to Fuller. They'll take a single, I'm sure. Driving. No, not on that occasion. Goes out to deep mid-off. Fuller's decided that perhaps he might just shield wheel a little bit more. So we've had 20 minutes play this morning, and Hampshire have added 11. We're also on the live picture feed. Hampshire cricket website's going out to the Surrey cricket website. We're on the BBC Sport website and app, and most smart speakers ask BBC Sounds to play Hampshire versus Surrey.
If we go along like this, after 20 minutes, we're going to have an hour of play.
Yes.
Because they need 22 more.
Will Fuller take a single off this one? Might wait. Let's see. Pushes forward on the leg side. He does take a single. 21 needed. And that Hornet was back then. Did you just see that?
I missed the Hornet.
It's been here for 3 days.
Yes, it has.
It appears on our windows and then flies off again. 3 days. It's huge.
Yes.
Is that a sign?
Well, it could be. I'm not sure what it's a sign of.
160 for 9. Fuller has 37 now, having been 29 overnight. Brad Wheel is 4, having been not out overnight. And the field comes in, and there are 4 balls left of this over. That shot through extra cover is on. Oh, they're thinking about pushing mid-off back. He's starting to wander back. He's going even further back. And he's going to go to deep on the rope. And a bit wide as well. They're trying to cut off that extra cover drive of Brad Wheel that he played so expertly a couple of overs ago. Here is Lawrence again and bowls to Wheel. Is there a single? No. Do you know what? I might have taken that.
This is excellent.
I might have taken that and then just trusted Fuller to get another single somewhere in that over to get back on strike to Chahar. They're clearly determined to make sure Fuller faces Chahar.
Well, absolutely. Chahar, I don't think's bowled a ball up Wheel yet.
No, and I don't think that's going to happen unless there's a mistake. 3 balls left of this over, though. As he's in again and bowls, just turns it away quietly on the leg side, no problem there. 21 needed, 20 for the tie.
Can I just say, I am absolutely mesmerised by the cricket. Great tension. I'm also mesmerised by Kevin James at the moment, to my left.
Well, I went to bed fearing the worst. I still fear the worst, but you never know. They're still playing, that's the main thing. Again, good full defensive shot from Mr. Wheel.
Yes. I often go to bed fearing the worst.
Do you?
Yes. But this at the moment, well, there we are. We're through 20-odd minutes of play. They've got it down to 21 needed, Hampshire. Slightly concerned about the light, even with the spinners bowling at the moment.
There'll be 1 or 2 other people around the country watching this, listening to this, as that's played safely enough out on the offside, and it's another over negotiated. That's 58 overs, by the way.
We could get to a second new ball.
We could very easily. The light is very dodgy. There is absolutely no doubt about that. We could be coming off at any point because we came off last night in a similar situation
with both the spinners bowling, and the indicator is the sort of propeller shape that the players' shadows make, and they're pretty prominent. The shadows of the players at the moment, even with the lights on, it's when the artificial light takes over from the natural light. That's when they get twitchy, plus they've taken a light meter reading last night. So Chahar from the pavilion end to Fuller. He's sweeping firmly to deep backward square. Fisher does the fielding. The old long barrier there from Matt Fisher. And there is no run.
I'm told there's some very fine rain out there. By Joe, who's in the crowd, and there are not many of them.
Well done, Joe. Oh, hang on. Rory Burns, he's got the towel out now as Burns. He's got the towel out. Taking his time with this is Rory Burns. So we've got fine rain, bad light, and 21 more needed by Hampshire, 1 wicket needed by Surrey. Chahar is into Fuller. Quicker one. He's just about got the bat on that. He again hasn't picked that, Fuller. And he's jumped onto the back foot, and then all of a sudden he's thought, uh-oh, and he's just dropped the bat on it. Chahar is in again to Fuller. Fuller is whipping this down the ground to long on. Won't take the single. Can you imagine if you just wandered into the ground, didn't really know much about cricket, and sat down and you were watching this? You would wonder what on earth was going on, wouldn't you? As Chahar's now dropped the ball. So he's dropped the ball. He's got a towel as well as Chahar. So he's drying the ball up because, as we heard from Joe, there's a bit of drizzle around now. So that ball's probably getting a bit damp. As Chahar, over the wicket he comes to Fuller. Oh my goodness, he's letting the googly go. That wasn't too far away from the top of his off stump. It's a good leave. I'm not sure he's picked it, but it's a good leave because his stumps are still standing. 2 balls to go of the over. Field's still out. Surely he'll look for a single. No, he won't, because he actually doesn't want Will to face a ball from Chahar. Now, last ball of the over, brought 3 up in Chahar's last over. Burns is keeping it exactly as it is at the moment. So there's an easy single here for Fuller wherever he wants it. Chahar is in 2, Fuller, and he's got an edge as he's gone, looking for the cut shot to a quicker ball, and he's got an edge. And Ben Folkes takes the catch behind the stumps, and it means that Chahar has picked up 8. It means that Hampshire are all out for 160. And James Fuller, you can see the disappointment on his face. It was the last ball of the over. He's laid back to cut. He's got an outside edge. Ben Folkes, as always, so safe with those gloves. And it means that Surrey have beaten Hampshire. And Hampshire requiring another 21. Fuller the last to go. Hampshire all out for 160. And the disappointment there for Brad Wheel and James Fuller. But Chahar finishes with 8 for 51. Surrey finished the season with a win, but Kevin James, huge disappointment for Hampshire.
Oh yes, and it's not just that particular moment. That moment obviously confirms. Well, it doesn't confirm. That's the thing. Hampshire are not officially relegated until we know what happens at Headingley, and we probably won't know what happens at Headingley until much later in the day. Let's be honest, there is no need for either Yorkshire or Durham to push that game forward. I should imagine they're both sitting back there thinking, well, we'll just play for a draw, we'll just play out. And who can blame them? But yeah, it is disappointing. But I mean, once again, this morning, hopes briefly raised, and it's been a little bit like that this game. It's been like that for a little while, but it was inevitable. I went home last night thinking, well, that's it. The fact that they've lasted as long as they have this morning. But it's, as we were saying before we came on air, that even if Hampshire had stayed in Division 1, it's papering over cracks. There is unfortunately a squad there that has a lot of questions to answer. And there will be chats, there will be debates, and there will be all sorts of things going on this winter, and Hampshire will come back next year with probably not a lot of different squad, but question marks over a lot of the promising youngsters, and things need to happen next year. It's a shame, but as I say, they're not totally confirmed playing in Division 2 next year, but let's be honest, yet again, I think we're just waiting for a few hours for the inevitable.
Yes, and I think from a Surrey point of view, very pleased to get a win in the final game of the season. Obviously very disappointed not to retain their title, but they bounced back very well from that defeat against Nottinghamshire. Chahar 8 for 51, but also Ralphie Albert with that 63 and a couple of wickets. But it's been a dramatic morning, and it's been a dramatic end to the season. But from a Hampshire point of view, as you say, it doesn't confirm relegation yet because of whatever happens with Yorkshire and Durham. I think if you're honest with that, neither of those two sides need to push the button at any point today in their game, but you never know. Mother Cricket at times can do strange things, but it was great drama there this morning, and James Fuller, 36, played really well with Brad Wheel, but just laid back, seeing a short ball, it skidded onto him, thin outside edge, taken by Ben Folkes. It means Surrey have won by 20 runs. It means that Hampshire are all out for 160, and it means Surrey will finish second in the first division behind Nottinghamshire, worthy champions of course Nottinghamshire, and for Hampshire it's a bit of a sit and wait and see what happens in the game at Headingley.
Can I just say thank you very much, Churchy?
It's been a joy, Mr. James. Thank you as always.
And thank you to all the commentary teams, well, around the country, but also here down in Hampshire. We're very lucky we have our own commentary team, and They've been in and out at various times. Hampshire men, Hampshire women. We've travelled the country as well, commentating on various games, and I'd like to thank them as well, because they put in a lot of hard work to bring you what we hope is the best coverage that we can. And thank you also all for all the emails, and there's been quite a few sitting on my computer from late yesterday afternoon when we went off in bad light, and a few coming in this morning, and I haven't had chance to read those out. But throughout the year, I absolutely love all the messages that we get, and it's really fun, and it's nice how the Hampshire supporters, and a few from other teams that use our email address as well, but especially the Hampshire supporters, when they email in, and we have a lot of fun, and we all value their comments and try to answer them honestly, and it's what makes the job, if I'm honest.
Absolutely, and all I would say to everybody is what I always say, and I hate saying this, but from myself, is winter well.
Thank you very much. So there we are. If you're watching the live picture feed, we're right on the top there, myself and Mark Church, for the last time, and we'll be back hopefully in 6 months' time. Mark will probably be here in one-day cricket. Not sure. We'll see you in the Championship. I hope we do, but if we don't, and yeah, I'll echo that as well. It'll be a long 6 months, but we'll be back.
Yes.